Hope you guys enjoyed the break. No breaks now, though. The action continues, and we've done a little bit of a rotation all the way from the other side of the planet. West Coast, baby, representing. I have none other than Mr. Street Fighter himself, Vicious, and of course, my man's Ringe in the building. My homies, how's it going?
What's good, man? I thought you were gonna make a comment about my hair or something. You didn't. He gets Mr. Street Fighter, I just get nothing.
I'm not gonna comment about it, bro. Look at me.
I'm just glad you didn't make a comment about my hair, to be honest with you. I'm just glad that you didn't do that towards me. I mean, I would have been.
Am I in a position to criticize your beautiful head, Vicious? Honestly, we're both talented in the same way. Come on.
Enough tomfoolery.
I mean,
Let's talk about it
for
a little
both
bit.
of us, clearly, you know.
That's what I was gonna say.
We got some juicy matches coming up. Kicking things off with the man on absolute fire right now. In a group where we were talking about Punk, talking about others, it's Zen sitting pretty at the top, and he's coming up next in his match. What about this one, guys?
Zen's looking rather dominant, I will say this, especially with his quote-unquote debut with DJ. Now, it's not necessarily breaking news per se, but as of what, like 24 hours ago, we started to see more of his replays on CFN, utilizing that DJ, and to great capabilities too. I'm actually kind of curious to see more Kudo than I am of Zen, because he's been a complete mystery to me. All I know is that he's been rocking that Cammy as well as the Honda.
Yeah, right. I don't know what he's gonna really go up against Zen with on the DJ. Zen, of course, it feels like he lives for these upsets, right? Like when this deck is stacked against him, that's when he shows up the most, and you love to see it. But yeah, on the other side, I don't know, man. Kudo, obviously a very strong player. We saw what he was capable of towards the end of Street Fighter V, and he's picked some good characters, but it feels like to me when I've watched him, he hasn't quite clicked with the game yet.
All right, we've got other matches coming up, guys. We can talk about this one all day because it's very impressive. But the next one coming up is none other than that massive Evo run we just saw from the young talent, simultaneous pro Evo player as well, professionally, Kills You, going up against Spain's greatest Vega Patch. Of course, this is one hell of a juicy one. Europe in the house, they're going head to head. We have Jury versus Chun-Li. And first thing, we're all very surprised. At least I am, in these last few months, we haven't seen Vega Patch go to Jury.
We can talk about that, right? And towards the end of his Street Fighter V career, Vega Patch had actually been accustomed to Jury more than anything, right? I think his Fong, also one of his big mains, but it's the Jury that's really set him apart in terms of having a secondary. And I think overall, I was very, very surprised. We even talked about it right before we went live. I think overall, Vega Patch with Jury would have been a great blend together, but it's in fact going to be the Chun-Li, which makes me even more confused as to how he wants to play. Right?
I remember, I think it was an Ultimate Open series where Vega Patch, I think he won or got second place with the Chun, and Logan Sama was like, bruh, this is what you're capable of on a real character, and you put us through Fong in Street Fighter V for so long. So yeah, I mean, he is lethal with this character. I think Chun-Li is also pretty underrated. We obviously saw Haitani make top 6 with him on Modern.
She's a problem.
Yeah, 100%. So
we'll find out in the next match. We have to go to the next one, guys. There's 2 more to get through. So the next match coming up, talk to me, guys. What is it? It's Problem X from the UK going up against South Africa's Pride and Joy, Jarby M. We might see a Lily Mirror match, guys.
That's what I was going to say. Like, there's no chance, right?
The character
How
doesn't
did this
exist
actually
outside
happen,
this.
right? We have technically 2 Lilies to talk about while we have the Descos as a Lily main. I don't even know how this is going to even work in regards to the matchups, right?
And Mike Ross is now interviewing people. I think we have all 4 Lily players on the planet here.
On the planet, it's right here, right now. Yeah, I think this is a treat for all the gamers at home, right? We have, the Gamer 4, technically, with these guys, with all the Lilies. But in all honesty, we might even see, I don't think they want to play the mirror match. Maybe we might see the secondaries to play. Problem X does have a valid Honda. He has a character up his sleeve as well.
He's got a new character,
Jarby M has a Chun-Li in his pocket as well. So we don't actually know if it's going to be the Lily mirror match.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. We've got one more to get through, guys. So many juicy matches to talk about. What's next? Bring it on. Oh, it's Kakaru versus Valmaster, and we saw already how emotionally distraught Valmaster was after his months and months of complaining about JP. He lands in a group with 2 of the best JPs in the world. How must he be feeling, Ringe?
The karmic retribution, bruv. He's like, what did I do in life to deserve this fate, right? That's definitely what he's thinking of right now, but he's got to compose himself. He's got to let all that fade away, because he's dealing with not only a JP, but what I consider the best JP in the business. With Kakaru, obviously the top 6 performance at EVO speaks for itself. He also won the Japan qualifier for Red Bull Kumite South Africa. I mean, the man's is a monster.
He's an absolute beast. He's going to have his work cut out for him, Valmaster. But in many people's opinions, arguably, sleeper, best Chun-Li in the world, I'm hearing people say. Valmaster's very strong. So he complains about matchups and then wins them right in your face.
That's exactly it. Yeah, follow his Twitter. You can definitely see that coming live in full effect. He's always doing that.
Exactly. Oh, we got the countdown?
I love this countdown graphic.
In the words of my boy DJ, baby, we're about to go to the main stage. Let's do it with me, boys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yalla, habibi!
These matches have been absolutely ridiculous up to this point. And again, it is only day one of the competition. Right now, I gotta say, it seems like the DJ players have been shining. I do also love the fact that Wes and Latif have been looking strong as well in this event, representing the home turf very proudly with some very tight sets up to this point. And remember, only 2 people make it out of each pool into that top 16 so that they can get into that share of their $1 million prize pool.
Well, it's not only the crowd are watching, also the players. They're studying the matches here for the upcoming days. We still have more fights or more matches going to be here. أعزائي المشاهدين، ما زلنا في المرحلة الحالية، ما زلنا في البداية، ما زلنا في اليوم الأول وعدينا نص المشوار الحين تقريبا، لكن مبارياتنا لسه ما خلصت، ما زالت المتعة مستمرة معنا، ما زالت مباريات مكملة معنا.
And now we do have our first player ready for our next match. BLG Zen proudly representing his sponsor, BLG. I mean, it's a no-brainer when it comes to who to sign when you're looking at the level of talent that this guy puts on display. We were just back there in the backstage, just having a little bit of a hip-hop convo, putting each other on the new songs and all that. And I bring that up to let you know that he is that comfortable. This guy is cool, calm, and collected, but his gameplay is definitely ferocious, the exact opposite.
Well, he started strong. He already won 2 matches, and like this is the 3rd match now. And if he win, he'll take the lead in the group probably. لكن برضو أعزائنا المشاهدين، عندنا اللاعب الزين شفناه على صغر سنه لأنه فاجأنا في مبارياته، فاز في مباراتين كلها اللي كانت معه، وإذا استمر بالانتصارات هذه ممكن ياخذ الصدارة في المجموعة، وصدارة مبكرة تصير مرعبة في باقي الرحلة. لكن باقي خصمه كان ممكن مبارياته كلها في الاستريم الثاني، لكن كانت جدا صعبة. هذه فرصته للتعويض، خلينا نتعرف عليه على المسرح. رحبوا معنا بكودو. كودو جانا من اليابان، جانا من بعيد، وزي ما قلنا لكم كثير عليها العاب الفايتنج. اليابانيين ما يختفون عنها، اليابانيين دائما موجودين فيها. كودو جاي هنا يبغى يعوض عن المرحله الصعبه اللي كانت له في بدايه المشوار. هذا الحين متواجد معنا في اول مباراه له على الستيج، نبغى نشوف ايش يقدر يسوي معنا هنا قدام الجمهور. هل بيكون فيها ضغط عالي بالنسبه له ولا لا؟ You're gonna see, honestly, this is going to be crazy match.
Kudo, of course, coming from Japan, the land of fighting game godhood. But the way that Americans came to know of him is because he actually came over to live in the States for a while. And as soon as he did, he absolutely wreaked havoc. So this guy has experience in 2 different countries up to this point. And he is trying to show that he's gonna do the same thing here in Saudi Arabia. Kudo, Zen, please take your seats for your match, and we are about to send it over to the casters.
أعزائنا المشاهدين، شفنا اللاعبين جاهزيتهم، خلونا نبدأ المباراة على طول وننتقل مع المعلقين.
I am so excited to be here to be able to talk about this one. This is Brad Muse on the mic with Jammers in the room with me to talk about this next block. Jammers, how excited are you for this block?
I'm super excited. It's a pleasure to work with you because this is our first time actually doing a Street Fighter block together. We didn't get to do one in Street Fighter 5, but luckily we get to do it with the new title in Street Fighter 6. And what better way to kick things off with Zen going up against Kudo. Now, a couple of facts for you guys. This matchup was played before, Zen versus Punk, and Zen completely dominated that with a 2-0 fashion. But then this is going to be good because Kudo's results aren't looking too good right now. So this is actually working excellent for Zen. If he wins this, he should be at top spot in an extremely comfortable position, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, I think Zhen has been playing so strong so far. Every match that we've seen of him has been dominant. I mean, Rob was talking about how, you know, reserved and humble he is, and then he's got this super expressive character in DJ. It's like he lets all of his personality come out in the play. But Rob had also alluded to the fact that Kudo stayed in the States for a little bit, up there on the East Coast, staying out of New York. As somebody that's been commentating some of those events up on the East Coast, there's something comfortable and homey about sitting down and having Kudo back on the sticks while I get to watch it. And we are able to jump more or less right in here.
Well, these guys, they're probably talkative in their own right. But as we were talking about myself and Brad just a few seconds ago, actions speak louder than words, and it will be DJ going up against Cammy. I personally think this is a matchup in DJ's favor. He can obviously use Air Slasher. It can be punished with Quick Spin Knuckle, but that's what the Air Slasher feint is for. If Cammy jumps, there could be Jackknife Maximum as an anti-air, if given the opportunity. That was an execution error on that dive kick there from Kudo. Good throw tech.
That trade definitely works out in Zen's favor. He has the life deficit, but having this corner position is still hugely important. And this tricky movement from DJ, you were talking about the feints. So much of what he has makes it harder. Nice, smart side switch there out of Kudo to now be able to get the knockdown. Shimmy works out. Punish counter. Now you have the drive gauge advantage. How far are we going to press this?
Yes, and that was good because of the first throw landing 20%, being a punish counter throw, and setting up that throw loop situation. That's what allowed Kudo to get that first round there. Excellent start here for Kudo. And the check on the drive rush. One of the biggest problems in Street Fighter 6 right now for a lot of the community.
Yeah, and DJ, one of the biggest culprits for it. One of the better drive rushes in the game to try to contend with punish counter coming out.
Oh,
and now
he tricked him. He got him.
There have been so few answers to these DIs in the corner. It's been so weird watching the trajectory of the strength of DI. Kudo cashing all the way out here. That level 3 should be enough to do it. And yeah, of course it will. That is the first game to Kudo.
Delta Red Assault closing it out. Sniper locked on. And it gives us the first game under his belt. And he almost got level 3. Keep in mind as well, right? When you land supers in this game, you don't build your opponent meter. So if they're in a perilous situation, they might not be able to get out of it with the super meter they need here. And again, Kudo off to a flying start. He knows what's on the line for him. Perfect parry into the stand fist. Quick spin knuckle. And ending it with spiral arrow there. Good anti-air with the jackknife maximum.
Yeah, nice up kicks there. Oh my god, that is another missed dive kick. We're seeing some of those execution errors.
Oh, goodbye the 40%. And he got the proper link, the optimal stuff there, Zen.
Oh my god, caught reaching. Zhen gonna be teaching. That is gonna be a kill. That round goes Zhen's way so clean.
And this is it, right? One of the bigger reasons I think this is a matchup in DJ's favor is the damage output. Cammy does land an abundance of damage. Yes, I do say it, but listen. DJ's exponentially higher. Goes for the frame trap there, trying to get perfect parry Kudo, but to no avail, and he's trapped in the corner.
All right. Now, how much is Zhen going to try to lock this down? I'm intrigued, actually, that he went back in and wanted to use the drive impact.
He's done.
Oh!
That's the game. All right, we're going to get our final game here. Oh, and he ended it with a perfect as well, Brad.
I mean, he got 2 perfects in one of the games against Mono in the previous block as well. This dude is just putting up perfects like it's his job.
Well, okay, one of the things I've said in the past is singular perfects. They're not as, interesting anymore. Double perfects are what perfects used to be in the old Street Fighter games. That's why I think they're more appealing. Gets a confirm and ends it. That was optimal stuff there from Kudo. He got that confirmed only because he got a drive rush cancel on a standing opponent to get the background to connect. And he's going to go for meatless damage here. Zen. Here's a stagger pressure, and if he keeps blocking, he's in trouble.
Oh, man. Okay.
Execution error. That was an execution error.
Yeah, real shame. I feel like Kudo has been having difficulty in this mid-range. You can see even at some of the round start spots, he's trying to backdash exactly like there. Doesn't want to have to be contending with like low forward versus low strong. Now having locked down in the corner, the shimmy game has been working out for Kudo. It's what was working for him in the first game. When he gets that corner position on top of Zhen, it goes in his favor. It's the mid-range where it's scary.
You are completely right there, Brad. And he already tried to do a drive rush or quick spin knuckle round start there. Going to get the confirm off the low forward into spiral arrow. And is he going to play the throw loop game? And last minute, DI, is he going to go for the hop into side switch? Yes, light kick, machine gun upper. Do not reversal. It's not an idea. Okay, he blocked. Oh, and that could be... This is going to be huge. He's not going to be putting burnout, though. This is level 2, so it only takes a stop of drive gauge. Yeah, he's got spec left. What's the choice?
Oh, I can't believe you chose to block on Wake Up. I'm a little bit surprised. You definitely could have lived through one combo, maybe eaten a throw or something, but made the decision there to be like, I will hold this burnout. But now in the driver's seat, nice reversal there out of Zhen through the gap.
Watch out. Please watch out for the air slash feint because he's got level 3. Yeah. Oh, man. He's tricking him, and
Caught
that
the
might be the
backdash.
game. Is he going to do the greatest so back? He will, and that's going to be the round. Brad, it is match point for both players.
Catching that backdash is so crazy. There's a range where Kudo has been consistently backdashing because he wants to be able to like move in and fish with that low forward exactly like that.
Yes.
Cashing out the level 3 now. You need this, get an early life lead and get that drive gauge back. You're going to come out of this with the advantage in terms of your resources.
Fantastic choice there from Kudo. He needs that 40% because you know why? If DJ hits him, it's going to be null and void in about 2 seconds.
Oh,
and that's
whoa.
it. That is one of the best punish counter special starters in the game. That level 3 is now null and void. Oh, this is going to be dangerous for Kudo right now.
All right, and he can play an actual fireball game now, but we're going right back to the feint because we want that answer. Back throw?
Is he going to drive rush in there? That's the question. There it is. Anti-air. Can he pick him up? No. And that was such a vital perfect parry. He needs the side swap here, but he goes for the burnout decision instead, Brent.
I thought that maybe it would have been level 1 for the burnout decision, but actually saving the bar is better here because you can now try to cash out a little bit earlier. No anti-air on the J2K there?
Right, if he gets anything, that's going to be... Is he going to level 1? No, he will level 2. I don't know if it's going to kill. It might be a speck of health left. Yes, it is. Please do not wake up at level 3. Thank you.
Oh my God. Look, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it a buck. In that spot, I am buffering like my life depends on it.
You can do, but the thing is, if you do it immediately, and that's exactly what Kudo waited for a split second, he just waited and he said, okay, I've confirmed that you're not going to do it immediately, and that was fantastic stuff to see. Well done.
Yeah, we are going to remind you guys all of how this action went. Let's cut to the highlights.
Kudo saw Zen's win streak, and he did not like that whatsoever. Making his first appearance on this main stage of Gamers 8, he goes and takes Zen down, handing him his first loss. It was a good match, but when my man chased down that burnout out the end with a spiral arrow, situational awareness, and he got the job done. Kudo has a name for a reason, burst onto the scene in Street Fighter 5, especially when he came over to America, smoking a whole lot of everybody, and it looks like he's trying to continue doing just that right here at Gamers 8.
Well, for Kudo, it's totally the opposite. He had a difficult start with his matches, but now he flipped it over. Now he have more chances. أعزائنا المشاهدين، بعد ما شفنا المباراة الأولى، شفنا المستوى العظيم اللي قدمه لنا كودو بعد ما كسر فيها سلسلة الانتصارات اللي حققها لنا فيها زين، لكن المراحل ما زالت مستمرة وباقي مبارياتنا مستمرة، وراح نبدأ مباراتنا اللي بعدها ونتعرف على لاعبينا الآن.
And now, let's get into our next match. Let's take a look at our first player. Kills you. Kills you gets a beautiful round of applause from the crowd as he makes his first appearance on the main stage, and I tell you what, he deserves it. This young man fighting out of France is only, I want to say, 21 years old maximum, extremely young, and he used to be a pro gamer in sports games prior to coming over to the world of Street Fighter, so he shows that he can get it done in any arena. And of course, you might not know this, but his first name is actually Kylian, just like Kylian Mbappe, and they're both coming from France. Does he have the talent like Mbappe? I would like to say so personally.
Well, he's still young, and since he made it here, I'm sure that we're going to see an amazing performance from him. لكن أعزائنا المشاهدين شفنا اللاعب الأول هو من أصغر اللاعبين من المنافسين اللي معنا في هذه البطولة، ولكن في نفس الوقت صحيح بداياته كانت في 2018، لكن من بدأ إنجازاته حافلة معنا في البطولات، والحين وصل معنا إلى مرحلة بعيدة، لكن تفصل هذه البطولة خصمه راح نتعرف الحين ونشوفه على المسرح. رحبوا معنا في فيجا باتش. فعلا اللي جالسين نشوفه في المنافسات، فعلا عندنا اللاعب برضه فيجا باتش. The other way.
My man Vega Patch do whatever he feel like doing out here. Okay, that's wild. My man said he going the other way. Vega Patch unconventional
it's
player.
shorter, by the way, I think.
He said it's harder that way. He want the fire.
Exactly. أعزائي المشاهدين عندنا فيجا باتش وجوده حتى برضو معنا في المنافسة هذه. إنجازاتها كانت كبيرة في السنة الماضية، كانت ذهبية. السنة هذه يبغى ذهبها برضو، خصوصا بعد وجوده معنا في البطولة الحالية. فيجا باتش is blowing up now.
I want to make sure people know something very important. Everybody at home and everybody right here in the arena. If you look over at Kills You, he does have on black Air Force Ones. So that means his opponent could be in some real danger right now, but I do not think that Vega Patch is scared of the heat. Vega Patch, Kills You, you can't take your seats. This is about to be amazing.
فعلا اللي بنشوفه المباراة الحين غير طبيعية، وفعلا عندنا اللاعبين كلهم أول تواجد لهم على المسرح، بنشوف مباراة غير طبيعية.
And now let's head over to our casters.
أعزائي المشاهدين نبدأ مباراتنا وننتقل مع معلقينا.
All right, we're here for our next match here in this next block of match. I gotta say, Vega Patch is, he's a commodity. He's such a fan favorite, only because you tell him to go left, he'll go right. And that is just absolutely amazing because of his playstyle is unpredictable, so is his way of life. It's fantastic, I love him.
Yeah, I mean, I can only hope that what happened there is not Vega Patch getting mixed by reality, but instead Vega Patch mixing up reality in response. As long as he's the one driving the interaction, that's totally fine. Now, selfishly, I gotta say, I am happy to be able to watch some Chun-Li play. As a Chun-Li main myself, when I sit down, I was taking notes on the previous block for the broadcast. I'm taking notes for myself now.
Yeah, no, picking Chun-Li for Vega Patch was a surprise to a lot of people. And he's actually been playing Chun-Li since the beta days, and he said Chun-Li is extremely powerful, and I don't know why she's not getting spoken about. And we're like, well, look, just think of this as testament to what you should have done in SF5, but he loves Fang, and he's obviously waiting for Aki. But right now, Chun-Li is filling in that temporary spot, but then his opponent Kills You. Nothing to sneeze at. This guy, once he understands what he needs to do, he'll pick an extremely strong character and he'll go from there. And he's a young talent as well. Like you said, he's 21, I think, at most. I don't think he's 22 yet. He's one of the best, probably esport youngsters I've ever seen in a little while. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm not sure if these guys have exchanged blows in any European tournament, Salt Mine League, corner to corner, etc., etc. I'm not particularly sure, but hey, if there's one way to actually have your first exchange in Street Fighter 6, it will be out for a couple of years. What better way to do it than at Gamers 8?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You saying kills you is 21. That makes me. I can't imagine being world class at anything at 21. That is not fair. Where is all this talent and all these young people coming from? I do not understand it. And you talked about being able to pick a strong character. Has a strong character here in Jory. Particularly, I mean, most represented character at CEO. We didn't see as much of her at EVO, but I imagine partly because some tech had to be developed in order to deal with her.
Well, we'll see right now. Good confirm into the spinning bird kick. Goes low again into the tick throw here. Vega Patch, and he already has. Kills you. Reacting with a drive impact. I don't think Jory's got a side swap, which is why he goes for the back throw there. Minimal damage, but the positioning is what's super important in this game.
Double shimmy there. 4 kills you, works out, now has the corner control plus frames off of it. Wanted to up back out. Vega Patch wants out of this corner so badly. You're not going to get it. Burnt out now.
Boy, and that's going to be a forced knockdown here. Couldn't get the extension, I should say. And then just going to go back to neutral. I think these two characters have a lot of scenarios where they can negate the other person's pressure. If Jury gets her fireball, she can do it, and then Chun-Li can counter that with Kikoken. But you obviously do have to watch out for that drive rush, which Vega Patch is now stunned, and that's going to be round 1. And I don't want him to prioritize trying to check it or preemptively check it with a medium punch. If he can get Kikoken out in a comfortable neutral situation, there you go. That was very close. Then he should be able to win the neutral in a fair number of aspects.
Oh my god, an attempt at an instant air legs, but the spacing of it didn't quite work out to get the throw tech attempt, and now trying to utilize that fireball like you were just speaking to, but unfortunately, we're already back at the corner and now having to deal with this burnt out once again. Is this a rerun?
He is mauling his drive gauge here, Brad, and then is he going to get an extension or confirm into level 3? That's going to be the issue here for Vega Patch.
This is
he
rough.
got hit.
No.
That's going to be the round. He didn't respect it. He didn't respect it. I wonder if he did identify drive impact was coming and he cancelled into lightning legs, it might have saved him. But that's going to be game 1 here to kills you.
Yeah, a real strong showing. I feel like Vega Patch didn't really find an answer in the neutral, and it's a shame because that's where Chun-Li really thrives in this game. She has a fantastic low forward, great walk speed. She needs to kind of be in the driver's seat, catches the start of, I think that was a DI there with the low short, but has spent so much drive already just to get in and get a pittance of life. I love the use of towards heavy kick to deal with that low traveling fireball.
Yes, that's big, and then a perfect parry, or almost try to get a perfect parry there on the jump in, early jump in. And he gets the down forward roundhouse into an EX spinning bird kick extension. All right, walks away. Walking away is pretty powerful in this game, actually. It's extremely powerful in this game.
Nice pick up.
A lot of scenarios. Is that going to be the round? Level 1? Yeah.
There's one thing that I want to highlight here. There's been a couple of spots here where Vega Patch is throwing fireball and going to try to DR behind it. And what keeps happening is he's fishing with a button and he's committing so early that kills you is going for like a later jump and getting away from the interaction. So Vega Patch is committing an awful lot of resources to try to create a situation that isn't working out for him. Nice pick up off the low forward, and now the jump puts kills you back towards the corner.
He doesn't want to linger in neutral too long to allow kills you to use his drive rush to maintain the advantage in neutral. And look at that, he built up so much bar back by holding the drive rush there, or parry.
Ooh, layers there. It's changing up their jump timing a lot to try to get out of the corner, but still stuck. Perfect parry.
That's fantastic. Watch out for the jump from Kills You. Is he just going to wait? It looks like he's going to wait it out here.
Oh, checking with so many lows into the stance. Another stance, plus frames after because he's in the burnout and has the level 3 for a cash out. What a turnaround here for Vega Patch.
And that will be one apiece here. I think Vega Patch might have been not sure if that was going to take the KO for him, but it does. One apiece, immediately back into the dogfight, and he cancelled out the driver from negated it with an EX fireball there. Kills you, and down forward hard kick works again.
But unfortunately did not have the charge there after the standing medium kick. That whiffed standing, or the standing strong, that standing medium kick there was definitely supposed to go into that. Now with the burnout, went into HK legs forward. What an early answer for the jump.
This is probably the most chaotic match we've had because these two are trying to fight tooth and nail to get rid of the other guy's drive gauge as the first priority before anything else happens. But a substantial life lead here for Vega Patch. And good throw tech there from him as well.
Yeah, Kills You is going to be able to get their drive gauge back first, and there it is. But it still is Vega Patch in the driver's seat, both in terms of life and in terms of the pace in the neutral. Now being a little bit more defensive, but great presence of mind from Kills You to check the forward movement after the OD fireball into the DR.
Wakes up with lightning legs. That should be the round. He spent level 1 just to make sure. I think he could have nipped that in the bud with maybe a conversion into medium spinning bird kick. But hey, I'm not the player, I'm the commentator. Already drive rush round start into a light spinning bird kick conversion, and he gets another one. And it is Kills You gonna wake up the reversal or leave it. He flopped the safe jump as well.
Yeah, he did. I love the way Vegapatch is using Crouching Fierce. It's a really good sort of like auto shimmy-ish button. You find Chuns will use it a lot in situations where they want to bait out throw. Oh, nice falling medium kick in order to check that forward movement out of Kills You, and this is such a life deficit for Kills You.
He's been so unpredictable and very difficult to stay on the ground. So elusive here has Vegapatch been, and he's already at match point. Kills You, I think he's been completely bamboozled as to how to come back from this. If he does, I'll tell you what, that's what you call a second wind. Gage is back. He might have to spend level 3 on the next interaction. I think it's going to be huge if he does it.
I mean, Vegapatch is about to get a level 3 of his own, but even just a level 2, not that we're gonna need it. Standing jab, confirm, works out for Vegapatch to turn that one around. What a reversal after that first game, looking really uncomfortable, but maybe just needed a little bit to shake it off, get acclimated for the stage, and come alive a little bit.
I see remnants of Fang in his Chun-Li, and with how highly offensive this game is, it does really work out for him at this moment in time. Even he can't. He's just waiting. This is brilliant. Now, the thing is with Kills You, unlucky to Kills You. Kills You still trying to do the couple of shimmy techniques that used to be super successful with Karen, but people have been very disciplined as to not throw tech or delay tech on defense, because that might be the most damaging way that will get you in so much trouble. So I really feel good stuff there, good discipline from Vegapatch to end that round. But yeah, we're looking back at things here. Great start here as well for Kills You. But then again, getting that drive impact as well. But I just love how these guys were fighting to get that drive gauge lead. That one guy wanted to replenish his drive gauge when it burned out, the other guy's trying to take it off. So yeah, let's go over to the highlights.
Vegapatch getting it done with the Chun-Li. Fascinating that he went from Fong, which is a super unorthodox, excuse me, brother, unorthodox character, going all the way to the Chun-Li, switching over to the footsies. But I'll tell you what, even though Kills You lost, remember I said he has on those black forces. That means that he either is going to win this money or there's a possibility that he is going to take it with them black forces on, with his NBA YoungBoy energy right there. My man's Kills You is still absolutely a threat in this tournament in all seriousness, but Vegapatch is looking formidable.
Absolutely, he's still a threat. He's still in the group, and we're still in the first day. He still have his chances to come back stronger. لكن أعزائنا المشاهدين، بعد ما شفنا المباراة الأولى اللي كانت ما بين كيلز يو وفيجاباتش، شفنا المباراة قديش كانت جدا ممتعة، وفيجاباتش تفوق فيها وفاز في المباراة رغم صعوبتها، إلا أنه قدر يحقق الانتصار. مبارياتنا ما زالت مستمرة، ما زلنا مستمتعين في هذه اللحظة. ما أنا متأكد أن كلنا لسه برضو عندنا الطاقة، نبغى نشوف أكثر، نبغى نشوف المتعة أكثر، نبغى نشوف مباريات أكثر معنا. خلينا نشوف المنافسين على طول معنا ونرحب فيهم على المسرح.
These matches have been amazing up to this point, and we are not done yet. Let's take a look at our next match and see our first player. Joby M. This may be the most fascinating player as far as storylines are concerned in the world of Street Fighter right now. Coming from Africa, specifically South Africa. We just saw him put his region on his back, his entire continent on his back last year when it came to Street Fighter V, and then just recently at Red Bull Kumite, taking down Tokido in an absolute David versus Goliath match, or so we thought, and he proved us wrong. Joby M more than deserving of his spot, and I cannot wait to see his match.
Well, a lot of pressure is on him. He's representing his country here in an international tournament. لكن أنا متأكد أن في نفس اللحظة مستعد جدا للمنافسة. لكن أعزائي المشاهدين، منافسة برضو منافسة جدا قوي، خلونا نتعرف عليه ونرحب فيه على المسرح. رحبوا معنا في Problem X. 12 سنة من الاحتراف واختصاصه برضه في ستريت فايتر، يعني هذا من جد ميزه في المنافسات بشكل عام. اللاعب هنا جاينا من بريطانيا، جاينا من المملكة المتحدة، يبغى يمثل بلده وفي نفس الوقت يبغى ياخذ اللقب. من جد مستواه العظيمة في المنافسات الماضية أثبتت جدارتها طلعت ثمارها إلى هذه المرحلة. راح نشوف مباراة غير طبيعية.
Problem X, men like Problem X. Of course, an Evo champion representing Team Mouse. This is gotta be, I would say, the best Street Fighter player to ever come out of the continent of Europe. Of course, Ryan Hart is in the conversation if you're talking about all-time play for all fighting games. But when it comes to Street Fighter itself, Problem X is probably unmatched. Absolutely phenomenal player. Problem, Joby is, you had sat down at first. They had you stand back up. You were just skipping the rules at first. Joby M, Problem X, you guys can take your seats. My man Problem looking clean in that tiger red too. He's looking ready. He's looking absolutely phenomenal right now. Joby M versus Problem X. We have an amazing match on our hands. England going up against South Africa. Let's throw it over to our casters so we can get into the action.
Well, they're both wearing red as well. It's like it gives you the urge as well in the matches. We're going to see an amazing match now. أعزائي المشاهدين، بعد ما شفنا اللاعبين عندنا المباراة الحالية. خلينا نبداها ونروح على طول مع معلقينا ونبدأ المباراة.
I'm so excited to jump in on this one. Problem X has been one of my favorite players for a very long time. And then Joby obviously had that fantastic performance at Red Bull Kumite, immediately becoming a player that you just had to feel connected to. And I had the privilege to talk to him the other day, and just the way that he spoke about his scene and about how it felt to be in that position he was at Red Bull Kumite was just so heartwarming. But Problem X, obviously a prolific player. What are you expecting going into this matchup, Jammers?
Well, look, this is going to be a blood-pumping matchup between the players and the characters as well. And I'll tell you what, right, just a little bit of, to give you guys a clue in, after hours, off the clock, these two are lovely gentlemen to speak to. So Joby M, coming from South Africa, he should be maining Chun-Li. The Tokido Slayer had a performance at South Africa Red Bull Kumite. Hopefully he can ride that momentum throughout the year of the competitive season. I really want to see him at more invitationals and more high-stakes tournaments. Got up against Problem. Now, he does use Lily. However, so does Joby M. Joby M has got a little bit of Lily experience here, but I expect to see Blanca. He has actually been grinding and practicing using that Blanca and perfecting it. So I can expect, me personally, Chun-Li versus Blanca, but does Joby M expect the Blanca? That is the real question at hand here for me.
Yeah, I truly wonder, right? I think there's been a couple of players that have come in with these surprise new character developments. Obviously, Zhen making the switch over from JP to DJ. If we see a similar switch from Problem, I think that has a lot of really interesting potential. Blanca seeing some interesting representation. Obviously, Mena RD, who we've seen a couple of times so far today, the second place finish over at Evo just this past weekend, bringing out the Blanca as well. This character has some sauce. I was trying to pick Mena's brain about it yesterday. We have to sit down and have a longer conversation, but, you know, I'm not used to having to treat Blanka seriously. I still need to like get rid of that mental block.
You and me both. Like, this character was a gimmick. He wasn't taken seriously. Blanka players didn't want any friends, but like now it's just flipped entirely on its head. He's actually seriously a strong character. He's actually in top contender, top 5, depending on who you ask, in the international community. But we'll see how it goes here. Hey, this is all hypothetical, by the way. If he doesn't pick Blanka here, problem, I'll be very surprised. He does have 1 or 2 other characters he could use here, but I am expecting the Blanka, and he's had quite a bit of discussions about the game with other top players, as well as, you know, people that he's really close to. Like, these guys are professionals. They play as much as they possibly can. This is going to be big because this is their first game of the group today, so this will set pace, as we say.
Yeah, I think even in general, when we're talking about the character stuff, right, I find that if you play 2 characters and you queue up into somebody that plays one of your characters, I feel like your inclination is usually not to bring them out, because when you play a character, you come into that matchup with a different type of understanding, right? Once you know what it's like to drive that vehicle, the decision making that you make as the defender changes a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if neither one of them pulled out the Lily, just because neither one of them wants to try to knowledge check the other when they've read the book, you know what I mean?
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement there, Brad. That was completely brilliant. I will also say as well, I think one of the things for me is, so Chun-Li, again, her buttons do half the work for her. You actually seldom see her stand fierce being used as a poking tool. It's more as a combo starter, and it helps in other aspects as well. There's other buttons used: crouch medium kick, forward medium punch, light conversions, go for frame traps with the stance cancel, Serenity Stream cancel. But then Blanka's crouching medium punch got a lot of active frames, like several buttons he has. Blanka's probably the character with the most active frames across his entire toolset, and I don't think that's ever actually been seen before in a Street Fighter game. I could be entirely wrong. But if he spaced himself correctly, crouching medium punch will stuff a lot of Chun-Li's buttons, drive rush cancel, get a full combo into the roundhouse, and then you set pace from there. And then just like I was saying with Latif on analysis earlier in the day, what is Jarby M's knowledge of Blanka's Lightning Beast, the level 2? How far is he willing to go? And he's gone with the Lily pick. Okay, my hypothetical out the window. Let's adjust it here. I wonder why he's gone with the Lily pick. This is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Blanka just feels too fresh to bring out. I mean, there's so much on the line in this tournament. I feel like if you're not feeling completely comfortable with your pick, especially in a 1-2 here like we have in the round robin version of this pool, maybe you feel different once you get past the group stage into the full double limb bracket and you're up to 1-3. An early start here for Problem X as he's taking the life lead, well, using that win store immediately.
It's a brilliant start here for Problem X at the moment. Gets a whip punch with the back fist into Condor Wind, and he's going to go Condor Spire, go for the meaty, and Tensho kicks, breaks away here, but Jarby M gets the back throw. Right. And a throw again.
Yeah, wants that back in the corner. Oh, wow, it was early enough. Yeah. OD Spire can beat DI, but it was so early and immediately into the stun.
He could be dead if he does a drive rush cancel combo, and he didn't do it. I think if he'd done a drive rush cancel, he could have got the round, but that's going to be it. Drive impact from the wall splat, and he's going to end it with lightning legs there, Brad.
I think Problem had enough life that he still could have counter-DI'd in that spot. I continue to be surprised by how difficult people are feeling. Oh, what an answer to the win store. You need to be respectful of the level 2 out of Chun in those spots.
All right, heavy Tensho kicks there into the meaty drive rush, overhead full conversion. He goes for drive rush cancel there for a little bit extra damage there. Jarby M looking strong. Goes to the back fierce meaty. Problem's having a hard time getting out the corner here, but he wants to get him in burnout, and he missed it with the drive impact. It paid off, and that will be game 1 from the Tensho kicks there. And that was an absolute domination from Jarby M game 1. The question is, and he sticks with Lily.
All right, jump in. Oh, I have to imagine that fireball was a mistake. That was way too close to want to go for a fireball. Nozanshu to try to enter it, making Problem X try to use these win stores, and a nice counter poke there with the low forward, now having this corner control. Throwtech, it just wants out of the corner with that OD Spire. Even on block, it would have been plus frames.
I think he just wants to overwhelm him with EX Condor Spire when he gets it. Eliminate the projectile in Kikoken there, but he has to understand that Jarby M's looking to play a little bit of neutral and counter any approach he has, and he's not reacted to DI here, Problem. Throw. Okay. Oh, Freezing Hawk, level 1, can do a little bit of damage here for Problem. And he's got to be careful. He's got 3 stocks here, so he could be ignorant.
Oh. I feel like those jab checks were Jabi trying to like buffer level 1 or something as an answer to it. You know that Problem was going to fish with Condor in that spot for plus frames. Nice pickup off the low forward, right into the DR, and we are back in the corner. Overhead mix-up is not blocked. That is my problem with Modern Chun, is you lose that. Reversal level 1 once again for Problem X.
And that was a punish counter. I thought because of the meat, he might have recovered in time from that level 1. I think it's around 10 frame start, but it doesn't really matter at this point. And what a whip punish. This is what I was talking about before. That's like the first time he's used that stand fist there, Brad.
I think the problem with using it as a whiff punish is that you risk having it come out in a spot where you don't get the follow-ups off Serenity Stream like we saw. But the level 2 to answer the Windstorm, once again, one more touch here ought to do this round for Jabi. But instead, he knows to block the reversal this time because Problem has been going to it so consistently.
Well, count your lucky stars that there is not an invincible EX Tomahawk there. There's going to the match point round here for Jabi M. But will Problem X bring it back? Level 1 on Wake Up again. It looks like Jabi is not expecting Problem to do it, which also means he's not respecting it. Gets the whip punish with back fist again.
Oh, what a neutral jump, but he doesn't come down with a button, so Problem X is able to counter poke with stand short. Now having the screen control, has the win stock. What a check on the forward movement.
I think he tried to do a command grab there, and Jabi just happened to press it. He might have tried to parry, but the medium kick came out. Condor Spire, and he waits. And he's not going to do level 2 this time. That meter he's got is integral, but the stand medium punch, luckily, anti-airs with Lily. And we're going into a final game here. Okay, interesting. I find the whole aspect that he picked Lily in this matchup very interesting. I would have expected Blanca, but it's one apiece right now.
Another nice pickup off the low forward. It's been such a good button here for him. And now the shimmy working out, wanting to get that extra plus frames.
Man.
Burns himself out, though.
Oh, this is huge, Brad! And then again, Lily's damage is all in the corner. That's going to be the stun. Charge up a Condor Wind, and here comes all the damage. You ain't seen Lily combos. You're about to see one here. Is that going to be it? No. Thought he would have comboed into Breezing Hawk the level 1, but he didn't.
Okay, empty jump so that he doesn't get smoked by the anti-air on the jump in. Now, Jabi has to play a little bit slower. Not close enough to get the pickup off the fireball, even with the DR. But now Problem in burnout, but he counter pokes as Jabi tries to move forward. We are on set point for Problem X.
We are the shoes on the other foot. What a turnaround here. Try to start things off with a stand medium punch poke, but he's got to be careful. What a whip punish again with the back fist. He's actually had huge mileage, great success from that back fist whip punish there. Look at it again. Condor Spire. He's been so active in the neutral, making sure that Jabi can't really lock him down unless he splurges the meter, puts him locked down in the corner here.
Yeah, that neutral jump utilization coming out once again. These low checks after the DR in that spot, that's the second time now that low short is in counter poke on that startup there. Oh no, that DI was not what you wanted.
He's not going to get him. Yeah, he's not going to get him. This is huge. He's got level 3 as well. Yeah, okay. He's going for a raw level 3 hit. Now, his punish counter, the damage does not change. It's going to be a lot of damage here, Brad. That's the second highest damaging CA in the game, by the way.
Yeah, just backing off. Jabi's in a really rough spot here. He can't really risk going in. Problem gets away with getting these win stores, and now with you being in burnout as well, that is so plus. That was checkmate. The most that you could have done was like try to make a gutsy level 1 read through these gaps, but with you being in burnout and the fact that those win stores give those spires the additional plus frames, you were going to be hard pressed to find a gap. And frankly, I imagine that he got hit trying to bust out with something and just not really getting it the way that he wanted to.
It went from bad to worse, out of the frying pan into the fire. And there you have it. Problem X and Jabi shaking hands. They're probably going to have a conversation over dinner later regarding that matchup. I was very surprised. I will hold my hands up. I was not expecting the Lily pick, but hey, it did work out. Shout out to Foxy Grandpa back at home because he did help Problem X practice a lot in this matchup, just in general. Not for this event specifically, but just in general. And you need that kind of knowledge here. And it was very interesting to see regardless. But hey, let's go check out these highlights.
It feels weird to say it, but Problem X, the low-tier hero, my man cooking up with the Lily. You brought it up backstage at EVO. You saw pretty much no Lily matches on stream. And if you ask most people, that is with good reason. Definitely not looked at as one of the more meta characters in the game, but Problem X is known to be an innovator, known to build characters from the ground up, and clearly he has some tech with that Lily. But Jarby M did look strong as well with the Chun-Li taking that first game.
Wow, this is what we saw. We saw an amazing gameplay with Lily. It was surprising, and I talked to you about it backstage. Like, is Lily that popular? And you told me, no, it's not. She's not. Nobody play her. And but with Problem X, everything works. literally and we saw him winning this match. أعزائي المشاهدين شفنا المباراة الأولى كيف كانت ممتعة، شفنا مستوى عظيم، فعلا شفنا اللاعب بروبلم اكس يلعب شخصية يمكن ما هي شائعة جدا خصوصا في البطولات العالمية. شخصية ليلي اختيار غريب كان لكن اختارها وقدر يتفوق فيها، كان تحدي بالنسبة له انه بيختار هذه الشخصية عشان يقدر يتفوق، يبغى يصعب على نفسه وفعلا قدر يحقق الانتصار. مبارياتنا لسه ما توقفت، بقينا مباريات أكثر مستمرين معكم فيها إلى نص الليل.
It's amazing the worldly competition that we have going on right here in Saudi Arabia. We just saw England, Nando's, going up against South Africa, the Spitfire Brim. And now we make our way back over east as we look at somebody from the land of fighting game godhood, Japan. Let's take a look at our first player. I love seeing Kakaru's energy. You see he's all smiles, waving to the crowd. And I'll tell you what, Kakaru, he may have one of the most ridiculous Evo moments I've ever seen in that match up against Kaba. My man wakes up with the Ryu. This is back when he went by a completely different name, but all you didn't know is Kakaru though. My man wakes up, dash up DP, catches the back dash, catches the V shift. That was ridiculous. I see somebody in the crowd pointing the hype about it right now. Kakaru, of course, also won the LCQ and Red Bull Kumite. We saw him doing extremely well just recently at EVO, one of the strongest players in Street Fighter 6 at its early stages.
Well, we can see it from his face also. Look how confident he is here.
He's ready.
Yeah. He's waiting for his match. أعزائي المشاهدين بعد ما شفنا اللاعب كاكيرو فعلا حضوره برضه قوي، وجوده من اليابان من سفرته إلى المرحلة الحالية على جديته في هذه المنافسة، رغم أن السنوات الماضية كانت بالنسبة له شوي صعبة، لكن السنة هذه انطلاقته كانت جدا قوية، لعبة ورا الثانية جالس يحقق إنجازات وبطولات واحدة ورا الثانية، من جد كان خصم جدا صعب، لكن برضه خصمه مختلف معنا، خلونا نرحب فيه ونتعرف عليه على المسرح. رحبوا معنا في فال ماستر. اللاعب هذا ما يختفي من الساحة، متواجد الدائم، خبرته من أكثر من 9 سنوات وهو ينافس على البطولات، فعلا اسم كبير، لاعب كبير يبغى يحقق إنجازات أكثر، وجوده هنا وراح ينافس ضد كاكيرو. نبغى نشوف كيف المنافسة راح تكون، لأن من جد هذه المنافسة ممكن تكون حتى توصل معنا إلى النهائيات، لا تستغربون. اللاعبين كلهم ممكن يوصلون معنا يتعدون المراحل الحالية ويوصلون برضو معنا إلى مرحلة البلاي أوفس، كلهم يتنافسون الآن وبرضو يتنافسون برضو معنا في المرات الجاية في نفس المرحلة، مرحلة الجروب ستيج.
I love how Kakadu came out. He's waving to the crowd, big smiles and everything. My man Valmaster came out with a stone face. My man Kakadu, he looking like the young protagonist, whereas my man's Valmaster, he comes out looking like the anime villain or something like that. So it depends on what arc we're in right now. That is going to decide who wins this. Valmaster, Kakadu, you may take your seats. We have an amazing match coming at you right now. You guys can sit down. You guys are all good. Yeah, you're Gucci. You're Gucci. We have an amazing match coming at you right now. France versus Japan. Valmaster versus Kakadu. I expect to see some Chun-Li versus JP action, but there could be a switch-up. We're about to see. Let's take it over to our casters.
I love how did you describe it. It's going to be like an anime fight, and probably it's going to be like an anime fight. Like both of them are extremely good players. I'm going to see an amazing game. أعزائي المشاهدين بعد ما شفنا اللاعبين وحضورهم برضو معنا في هذه المنافسة، خلونا نبدأ المباراة على طول ونروح لكم مع المعلقين.
All right. One thing I love about Rob and Atik, shouts to those guys, were amazing people. They had to really set precedence with the anime scenario here. Kakadu going up with the JP, Valmaster with the Chun-Li. The funniest thing, obviously, to the rest of us, except Valmaster, is he expressed his complaints, or he lamented a fair bit on social media at EVO. He obviously got double JP'd, I believe, in the bracket, and then he had to fly, you know, over 20 plus hours to Saudi Arabia. I need to find out halfway through the journey they got put in a group with 2 JPs. So that's not good for the journey now, is it?
No, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And hey, you talking about setting up that anime arc, I feel like there's so many conversations about how JP doesn't feel like a traditional Street Fighter character in a lot of ways. I've heard a lot of comparisons. Somebody decided to compare him to like an NRS character with the way some of his normals work a little bit, is one way to put it. But I remember when I first saw JP, all I could think to myself was like, wow, the way that his projectiles work, the way that he's doing these like full screen combos with the spirit and everything really reminded me of like a Uni character, almost like a Hilda or something.
Yeah, you know? It's going to be crazy here, but yes, I'm just going to let you people know at home, sometimes Valmaster, he can't hide his facial expressions when he goes up against a character he doesn't particularly like, but his gameplay will do the talking, and that's why he picked Kimberly instead. And he has been working on this Kimberly ever since day 1 of Street Fighter 6. So I like this choice. Kimberly does give JP a little bit of trouble. However, I think there's been a little bit of a technical issue on Kakadu's end. Let's find out. Oh, damn it. Has he lost his steam already? Oh, no. That is unfortunate there. Because he went off to find start, did the 100-meter sprint. He went in, and then Kakadu, or JP, was just
walking back and getting clipped.
Yeah, uncharacteristically walking backwards. And he's like, hang on a minute, I forgot the right cane. Let me pick up the right cane as JP. I picked the wrong one. I picked the, you know, the Thursday cane, not the Wednesday one.
Yeah. I mean, with the amount of hatred that Valmaster has for JP, there's probably an element of like, no, let it rock, that's fine. One less round for me to play against.
Oh, I would so do that. I'd be like, wait, give me the round.
How much money is at this tournament? Yeah, I'd take the round. Take the round.
The less time I gotta fight JP, the better. But no, honestly, we're just kidding here. These guys are getting sorted immediately. So we're gonna find out. Now, like we said, Kakadu is, the general consensus is he is the best JP in the community as a whole. Right now, optimal, very elusive on the ground. He really feels that you are locked down anywhere on screen. Mid-range, up close, right, long distance here. Good check on the drive rush and gets the counter hit confirmed into Stryborg there. And he's already put out the departure.
Yeah, you talk about that counter hit confirm, and what I was about to say, as it happens again, I feel like the cadence for Kimberly players a lot is to be like nearly full screen outside of everything, and then it's between, you know, run slide, drive rush low forward, or teleport. And Kakaru's doing such a great job of checking all of those things. Level 1, immediate corner control. What's the mix-up gonna be? Finds the shimmy, that's a perfect.
That was beautiful. Stand fierce into EX Torbalan to end it. Like, Brad, look at that optimization. That was crazy into the level 1. He's really putting Valmaster in these uncomfortable, these dangerous scenarios here, and he's checked every single drive rush in some way, shape, or form.
More than even just that, you can see that when Kakaru wasn't in range to start running his own game, you saw him back up and specifically stand at a spot to elicit that response out of Valmaster. Yes.
Oh, EX Amnesia. I was wondering when that's going to come, and it arrived just on time. And Kimberly's trapped in a corner, so unless he does run slide, he's gonna stay there unless he does run slide. I'm telling you.
Oh my
medium
God.
punch, one of the best air buttons in the game. Wall splat. That's the game. That's the round. He's done.
And that was so smart. DR masking the DI a little bit in the way all those particle effects on the screen. Even I wouldn't have been able to react to that one. I feel like there's so much we're seeing DI so problematic. That one was particularly tricky, I think.
I tell you what, right? It's hurting inside because whatever technical issue Kakadu had moments ago, well, it's just null and void as soon as his controller started working here. Yeah, so he's stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Valmaster, he has to make the CEO decision. Does he go with comfortability? Yes, and he's picked Chun-Li. Listen, if you're gonna get upset, got upset using your main character.
Yeah, and I think more than even just the main character, I think the difference in the cadence of the matchup is going to make a big deal. It was so clear that Kakaru had the answers to the way that Kimberly was going to try to get in. So you need to instead be a little bit more willing to walk forward. Chun does that way better. That being said, stuck in the corner. Whoa, so good, and now we have the corner control.
Yes, and he gets the shimmy attempt with the crouch fierce as well. Extension into Tensho kicks. Do not throw him. Okay, good shot.
Didn't believe in the crouching strong confirm though, but we do have the pickup here. That is 1,000,000% a dead character. OD up kicks, yes, round on the board for Valmaster.
This is it, I get it. You know, Forfeel's had a similar issue. I see it. You just look at the character, you're like, look, you put a mental block on yourself, then I can't do it. And he's already off to a fine start, an electrifying start here. Again, confirming to the corner, and then EX Amnesia. He can't get the back throw there, but he will get the positional advantage here.
Yeah, so having level 2, is that going to work? Yeah, it has the parry too, so we're giving Kakaru so much drive gauge back. Punish counter here. When is the DI reset going to come? Because I have to imagine it's going to happen.
Now it's coming, and that combo was only possible because he held parry on the level 2 to get the drive gauge he needed, so he doesn't put himself in debt with the drive gauge. Fantastic stuff there.
Which meant we didn't need the reset because the level 3 is what ended up triggering the burnout. And the burnout for JP, we all keep saying, is the win condition. Once you're in burnout against JP, it feels insurmountable. And this round is going to go to Kakaru's set point now.
Mate, this character is absolutely vulgar, but I love it because I'm a commentator. And there you go. Look at that. And then remember, when you're in the air, Stand Fierce will put you in a floating state, so he will get a guaranteed juggle from that. I was doing some lab work on that earlier. That is preposterous, mate. But hey, I'm not the player.
Right.
Jump again.
Oh,
no. Hey, Valmaster, if you guess wrong from this next encounter, I think you're done.
Yeah, this is looking like the case. You can see that Kakaru is controlling that space right in front of him. Are we gonna...
Don't wake up. Please don't wake up, reversal. Oh, man, this is looking bleak. He might throw to end the round, and he does the extension kicks. He took the risk, Valmaster. And the end goal on the down forward hard kick, and Valmaster, we can't see it. We see Kakaru there taking a huge sigh of relief. I wish they put the camera on Valmaster, because you need to see that reaction instead of this one.
Yeah. Look, we're out here in Saudi Arabia. The air's a little dry. I feel like it just got a little drier because all that salt that I'm sure Valmaster's feeling definitely just sucks some of the moisture out of the air. But I want to give, on top of everything else, the way Kakaru played, first of all, the Kimberly matchup, so expertly at controlling that space, and then doing a great job against the Chun, and then at the end there, right, going for the down forward roundhouse to try to get out of the corner, and was so ready for it. I'm sure we could talk about it forever, but the guys over on the analysis desk, I'm sure, have tons to say, so we're going to throw it back over to them.
Already in the young tenure of Street Fighter 6, we know that JP is a problem. We know that there are tons of examples of why JP is a problem. But when it comes to this kid, there's just something different about it, for me, from what I've seen. And I've finally seen VX Bao play, and that was the one contention I've heard that may be better than this kid. My conclusion after seeing VX Bao, incredible JP as well. And again, watching Kakaru here, Kakaru in a league of his own, bro.
Honestly, in my opinion, you don't know this matchup until you play Kakaru. Like, that's how it is. Like, that's why he went with the Kimberly first, right? Like, he played Kimberly up against Freya 1 May at Brussels Challenge in this same matchup. And on paper, Kimberly's supposed to do well, right? She's got a lot of ways to skip the neutral. She can dodge your projectiles. She can get in your face. But Kakaru, he doesn't rely on the bullet hell. No. He doesn't rely on putting the obstacles up. He knows how to use JP's buttons better than everybody else. And that's why when you saw Kimberly come in, stand medium kick came out, right? We were talking about that during the break. Like, it is a great hitbox, the active frames on it. Like, you could throw that out if you see drive rush, if you see her teleports. Like, there's so many things that it just stuffs.
And it's so tantalizing as well, because we also talk about Chun-Li, right? We've said that Valmaster has been a Chun-Li main forever. Him whipping out the Kim initially, just to kind of give himself up, or at least download the matchup, did not actually avail for him at all. No. Kakaru's understanding of the space in regards to his normals and the amount of control, Brad had actually talked about it earlier, right?
Yeah.
When he gets on you, it is insurmountable. That comeback was not going to be happening. There's something about Kakaru that just screams confidence, right? Not only in his demeanor as a player, but just overall his confidence on the screen. I don't think there's been really anything that Valmaster has presented to him, no offense to him, obviously world-class player, to really stop Kakaru from advancing.
Agreed, man. I think it was a masterclass.
Oh, and it's sorry to cut you off real quick.
There, especially. Well, we know Chun-Li's when they're in this situation, they'll do the drive rush to that top over because it gets them out of the corner.
Yeah.
But
now, remember, I talked about him winning the Red Bull Japan qualifier for South Africa Kumite. That's where I first saw Kakaru, and I saw him air throw an EX hooligan and an EX dive kick in that tournament.
Stop that.
Like, his air throws are the best in Street Fighter 6, bar none.
I'm just actually very surprised that that's throwable.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So then,
Like-
I mean, I guess his reactions as well is very, very sharp, but just taking a look at the rankings overall, man, it's been
Well, before we get to this one, we
ambiguous.
did just miss group. I can't remember who's group B or whatever one it was, but Zen is at the top 2-1. Punk's actually 1 and 2 in that group. So that's an interesting one as it evolves. And this is Group F, guys. Talk me through this.
Yeah, so then we got the Kakaru 1-0, NL 1-0, VX Bao 0-1, and Valmaster. I mean, they're all just making their debut on
Early
the stage,
days, early
right?
days.
Definitely
Right.
early, trying to get the king style. We'll see how it goes. Everybody's trying to get warmed up here to play their best. But yeah, man, that's a tough first draw for Valmaster getting Kakaru. And then, of course, the
man.
Zen Kudo set was super sick.
So explosive, right? Just looking at Kudo and his expectations going into the matchup, right? I didn't think Zen was going to be bleeding the way he did, but I did want to highlight one thing. I think Kudo's understanding of the game overall, right? His game sense as to working on that drive gauge was ever so important. It wasn't just the pressure, but overall, he was trying to force Zen to kind of waste the meter as soon as he could. But taking a look at just the damage output, the sheer damage output, you have to be intimidated by this, right?
You can't make a mistake. And just like our guy Mono, our homie got these. Yeah, he's got the level 2 on lock.
Yeah.
And he makes it count. But that momentum I was really impressed with the way Kudo was able to hold the momentum. When he lost rounds, he lost very badly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. First game was like 40 seconds max. And he came back, made the adjustments to change it all over. Look at the start of this sequence here.
Oh, the perfect parry.
The perfect
This
parry
is what I highlighted right
into
here.
the Look how he kills
the
this game.
drive impact.
Like,
dude.
oh.
And then right into the diminishing gauge. Yo, that was actually very, very smart from Kudo to just get rid of all of that.
And yeah, you talk about the drive meter and how he kept attacking it, right? For this game, I like to say dream. Drive rules everything around me, and that's how it goes, bro. Like, that is the most important resource in this game, and I really love him waiting on the wake up as well, because obviously the meaty, you could see it, the wake up, like, it's possible, right? But when you give somebody a moment to wake up, it's so much more difficult to time your invincible reversal to avoid that chip out, and that's exactly what we saw at the end. Waited a moment, spiral arrow for the chip, close the set.
Yeah, I love that. I love what it meant to him as well, the fist pump at the end. And then the other match we had, of course, a really juicy one. 2 Europeans going head-to-head, Spain versus France in Vega Patch, rocking the Chun-Li. Ironically, not gone for Jury in this game. He's been rocking the Chun-Li to great effect for a long while. Everyone knows he's the Chun-Li main now. He actually said he can't stand Jury, surprisingly.
It's wild to even hear that because
I mean, this version of Jury's crazy.
he was such a fan over at Street Fighter League not too long ago. But I will say that I think he's navigated a lot of the problems that Jury does present very well. I don't know what that was, but he
Yeah,
was
I
on
don't
the
know.
next
He's
level
psychic,
line
psychic,
reading.
baby.
That was actually kind of wild. But overall, right, his understanding of how Killzoo wanted to play offense, or at least start off, really threw him off. Like, the instant air legs was the big talk in the green room. We're like, yo, how does he know what it is exactly that Killzoo wants to go in for the kill?
Like, the thing about his Chun-Li that struck me the most was the fact that you could see, like, the Vega and Jury DNA within it. Like, he plays so much more aggressive and wild, like, sporadic as a Chun-Li player. Yeah, bro, like...
He weren't biting. He weren't biting.
No.
I mean, Killzoo was trying so hard to get his game started. But if there's one thing I'll compliment Vega Patch on, it's a gift and a curse. It's very difficult to condition that guy. I mean,
Yeah,
playing
that's
that
what-
guy
that's what I'm
for
trying to say.
years.
No doubt.
He'll kill himself not being conditioned. He'll win not being conditioned. And this is how the group looks. Of course, Angry Bird with the 2 wins. Haven't seen him on Stream A yet.
I
Guys,
know.
we
What
are
is
in the
happening?
Middle East.
Can we get the Evo champ on stream, please?
Please, can we get some
Feeling
Angry
for it.
Bird matches? MOV 0-1, and of course, we've seen others there. Now, next match to come was a shocking one. We weren't sure if we were going to see one of Problem's surprise characters, or we were going to see the Lily, or we were going to see the Honda. It was the Lily. Started bad with Jarby on absolute fire, but then Problem picked up, obviously, on the fact that he was going for a meaty every single way.
Yeah, he stopped getting hit by DIs as well. I think, you know, overall, we didn't expect to see Lilies anytime soon, but I'm glad it was on this stage, right? I was just hoping it was going to be the mirror match, so this thoroughly took me by surprise. I think overall, it's just the mobility that Lily can have when she has the Windspire installed is just it's so problematic.
And Jarby, it just
I like what you did there.
yeah, the problem is, I see. But yeah, Jarby, it just feels like he was definitely resting on his laurels a little bit too much, right? Like, he had his strat, his game plan. It worked so well in game 1, it felt like he didn't want to abandon it in game 2 and 3.
Right.
But like we mentioned, like, Problem just stopped getting himself in the corner. He was like, I'm not going to let you push me to the corner anymore. I'm not going to let you bully me. In like the last game, we saw Jarby go for a drive impact, but it wasn't quite at the corner, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what Problem X had identified. And he was like, nah, I'll Condor Spire out. I'll use the big Lily buttons before you push me there. Like, even if I take damage on the way in, I'm just making sure I'm not at the corner anymore.
Look at this group, man. It's such a deadly group. I mean, Problem X already 1-on-1. I don't know what match that was. I'm going to check out what happened on Stream B and get back to you guys on the results. Big Bird flying away with it 2-0. I saw him with the clutch match against Knuckle-Doo. Knuckle-Doo played insane, by the way.
I believe it.
Knuckle-Doo, he literally punished almost every Gladius, almost every drive impact. But it's Marissa, baby. One mistake, and that's that,
That's how it goes,
and
man.
Jarby, of course, 0-1. Sorry, what were you saying, Vicious?
I actually was kind of curious during his matchup. He actually threw out a level 2 from almost out of nowhere. I actually missed the sequence literally right before it happened. I was very curious as to what that actually happened with it. So overall, Jobby performance, I'm kind of curious to see what happens. A lot of curiosities, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see what happens when he starts to navigate and find that confidence with his Lily more so than his sub-characters, right? I think overall, the mirror match, I think you have to show off whether or not you could kind of overcome that challenge against one of the best in the world, sure, but you got to also remember you're one of the best in the world.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like, Problem is just that dude. Jobby, on the other hand, like you mentioned, we would have liked to see the Lily a bit more. I would have liked to see the mirror. It would have been fun for sure, especially because Lily, I think, is a very...
No, listen, as a Lily player,
talk to
we
me.
don't want to see the Lily.
No?
What do you mean,
It's
man?
horrible. It's
Big
horrible.
Buds, Condor Spires,
It's a big mess.
man
It's a
grabs.
big, horrible mess.
Do you ever like find yourself in a mirror match and just like stock up all the way in like
Yeah,
rank?
they're both Lily stock up because they don't know each other.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to talk about this another
Honorable
time, guys. We got to cut to a break, but before we do that, we want to hear. Speaking of Lily, we want to hear from V Lily himself, Problem X. Before his match, Mike Ross was able to catch up with him. Take it away, guys. This is Problem X and Mike Ross.